The Mexico-United States border is an international border separating Mexico and the United States. Extending from the Pacific Ocean in the west to the Gulf of Mexico in the east, the border traverses a variety of terrains, ranging from urban areas to deserts. The Mexico-United States border is the most frequently crossed border in the world, with approximately 350 million documented crossing annually. It is the 10th longest border between two countries in the world. The total length of the continental border is 3,145 kilometers. From the Gulf of Mexico, it follows the course of the Rio Grande to the border crossing at Ciudad Juárez, Chihuahua, and El Paso, Texas. Westward from El Paso Juárez, it crosses vast tracts of the Chihuahuan and Sonoran deserts to the Colorado River Delta and San Diego Tijuana, before reaching the Pacific Ocean. The Mexico-United States border extends 3,145 kilometers into the Gulf of Mexico. The Mexico-United States border begins at the initial point of boundary between US and Mexico, which is set 1 marine league, until it reaches a point 20 miles west of the point where the Rio Grande crosses the 31 degrees 47 parallel north. It then proceeds northwards along that meridian up to the 31 degrees 47 parallel north and then eastwards along that parallel until it meets the Rio Grande. According to the International Boundary and Water Commission, the continental border then follows the middle of the Rio Grande, according to the 1848 Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo between the two nations, along the deepest channel, a distance of 2,020 kilometers to its mouth at the Gulf of Mexico. The Rio Grande frequently meanders along the Texas-Mexico border. As a result, the United States and Mexico have a treaty by which the Rio Grande is maintained as the border, with new cutoffs and islands being transferred to the other nation as necessary. The Boundary Treaty of 1970 between Mexico and the United States settled all outstanding boundary disputes and uncertainties related to the Rio Grande border. The U.S. states along the border, from west to east, are California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas. The Mexican states along the border are Baja California, Sonora, Chihuahua, Coahuila, Nuevo León, and Tamaulipas. Among the U.S. states, Texas has the longest stretch of the border with Mexico, while California has the shortest among the states in Mexico. Chihuahua has the longest border with the United States, while Nuevo León has the shortest. Along the border are 23 U.S. counties and 39 Mexican municipalities. Border Patrol patrolling the Rio Grande in an airboat in Laredo, Texas, the start of the border fence in the state of New Mexico. Just west of El Paso, Texas, U.S. Border Patrol helicopter along El Camino del Diablo, Arizona-Sonora border, 2004. Border between Nogales, Arizona, on the left, and Nogales, Sonora, on the right. On the left, Nogales, Arizona. On the right, Nogales, Sonora. Beach in Tijuana at the border in 2006. ACBP Border Patrol vehicle sitting near Mexico-US border. In the mid-16th century, after the discovery of silver, settlers from various countries and backgrounds began to arrive in the area. This period of sparse settlement included colonizers from different backgrounds. The area was part of New Spain. In the early 19th century, the United States bought the lands known as the Louisiana Purchase from France and began to expand steadily westward in its pursuit of manifest destiny. After the 1803 Louisiana Purchase, the border between the United States and New Spain was not clearly defined. The border was established in the 1819 Adams-Onis Treaty between the United States and Spain, which specified a border in the vicinity of the western edge of the Mississippi River watershed. Mexico gained its independence from Spain, and the border was reaffirmed in the 1828 Treaty of Limits. Mexico attempted to create a buffer zone at the border that would prevent possible invasion from the north. The Mexican government encouraged thousands of their own citizens to settle in the region that is now known as Texas, and even offered inexpensive land to settlers from the United States in exchange for populating the area. The influx of people did not provide the defense that Mexico had hoped for, and instead Texas declared its independence in 1836, which lasted until 1845 when the U.S. annexed it. The constant conflicts in the Texas region in the mid-19th century eventually led to the Mexican-American War, which began in 1846 and ended in 1848 with the Treaty of Guadalupe-Hidalgo. In the terms of the peace treaty, Mexico lost more than 2,500,000 square kilometers of land, 55% of its territory, including all of what is today California, Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Nevada, and parts of what is Colorado, Wyoming, Kansas, and Oklahoma. In addition, all disputes over Texas and the disputed territory between Rio Grande and Rio Nueces were abandoned. 5 years later, the Gadsden Purchase completed the CREA.